Okay, so the Shovelhead is still on the lift. So a little bit of an update on the cam chest noise issue. So after posting the videos up to the forum, the consensus was that the noise was coming from the gears, the cam and pinion gear fitment being too tight, and that it's causing the whine. So ordered a couple of different gears after doing a little bit of research and getting some information from people on the forums. These gears are actually, the pinion gears are actually both the pinion and cam gears are color coded for size. And I ordered what I thought was the smallest gear. I actually have ordered a couple of gears now. But the smallest gear size was supposedly the yellow gear size. And I ordered that and installed it. So I had this thing all apart. I got the tools in to pull the pinion gear off and the locking tool to lock it so I could tighten it down and everything and do the whole job. I got it all apart, pulled the pinion gear, pulled the cam and re-shimmed everything and got everything put back together with the new smaller pinion gear. And then test ran it. Unfortunately, it was making very similar noises after the new gear was installed, so it really hasn't solved the issue. So, back on the forum again, a little bit of back and forth. Turns out it's likely I've ordered the wrong size gears for this, and there's only really one gear that's supposed to be meant for this year. Shovelhead, and it was actually a little smaller than the gear that I thought was the smallest gear you could get for the pinion gear. So I've gone ahead and ordered that now. I did that yesterday, so it hasn't shipped yet. So it's going to probably be another week before that comes in, and we'll be able to get it back apart again to try the next smallest gear. So hopefully that will then resolve the whine, and we'll be able to get this thing back out in the wind again, because really this is the only thing that's really holding me up, because everything else that this bike needs is kind of little stuff. There really isn't anything too major to do to this other than get the cam gear whine dealt with. So the front brakes don't work great. That needs to be addressed, but I have new brake pads, and if I have to resurface the drum, I can do that. It needs to have the kickstart rebuilt. It's really got a lot of slop in the kickstart, and it does jump and skip when you try to start it sometimes. So obviously that's all worn out in there, and I do have the rebuild kit for that as well. But for now, it does start the bike. It doesn't have blinkers or a horn, so I don't know if I'm going to put blinkers on it, but I do have a horn I can put on it. So like I say, mostly little stuff. And then it does need tires, because even though these tires have really good tread and they don't really appear to be particularly dry rotted, they're quite old. They're definitely beyond the date code, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to trust these tires, so we'll probably replace those in pretty short order as well. But like I say, this is all pretty small potatoes compared to dealing with the engine stuff. So once the cam gear noise is gone, we're pretty close to being back out in the wind with this thing. So hopefully next video we'll be getting the cam chest back apart and putting in that smaller pinion gear, and that hopefully will resolve this issue. We'll test run it again, and hopefully there'll be no more whining coming from the cam chest, and we'll be able to focus on the rest of the little stuff this thing needs before we get it back out in the wind.